guys see this arm right here coming off of it? That I'm trying to get my probe under. This one here, right there. That is the right subclavian artery. No, the left was down here. So, wait, let me show you this. Brachiocephalic artery is coming up. This is brachiocephalic, right? Here, this first finger coming up, brachiocephalic. This first extension off of it is the right subclavian artery. As the brachiocephalic goes up, it turns into a peace sign where we see the right common carotid artery and the left common carotid artery. Now, left subclavian artery was this one over here. Okay, that second finger. So if I draw this, what is this part? Well, ascending aorta, or you can just say aorta. This part would be, yep, aortic arch. Then you've got the peace sign coming off of it, right? The first finger is, yep, brachiocephalic artery. This one is the left subclavian, yep. So now, which one is the one that's going to continue branching? This one, yeah. As it goes up, we're going to get a branch to the right, which is what?
Right.
The right subclavian. And then as it continues up, it's going to form a peace sign. So those are the two common carotids, okay? So try to think of things like in an illustration kind of way, and then go back and make sense of the mushy stuff. So this would you would expect brachiocephalic to turn into right subclavian and then common carotids. Left subclavians by itself.
Each station.
Probably like a minute. Sort of like similar to bone practical and muscle practical. We'll kind of like start and see how long everybody's taking and go based off of that in a minute and a half. So each pig will probably have 3 things pinned on it, and you have to say structure, system, and function for each of those things. And there will probably be anywhere from 10 to 20 pigs. Anywhere from 10 to 20 pigs, each with 3 parts on it. And really, so you have to know 6 things for each pig, because you have to know structure, function, and system. Okay, what else? What did we not? Okay, so what is this? What is this structure here that's blue and large? Going into the heart. Superior vena cava. So this is draining deoxygenated blood from the head and upper extremities to the heart. If we follow the aorta back here, you guys can see it. Hold on, let me.
Look at his little ribs.
So this tube here is descending aorta. You could call it abdominal aorta if it's above the diaphragm. And when we go back here, you're going to get a kind of confusing situation because you're going to have like 3 tubes that you guys need to identify down here. One of them is this green one. This is what? Rectum. What's the function? Yeah, well, carrying waste to the anus. Which system? Can everybody see that okay? You can see it okay? Digestive system. You can see it okay, Amanda?
I can't really see.
Okay, just come up if...
Okay.
Okay. And then this one next to it, so it might be either injected well and it'll be pink, or it'll kind of be tan in color. Everybody see that okay? So that one is which one?
Descending aorta?
Yep, or you could call it abdominal aorta. Okay, so this is taking oxygenated blood from the heart to the lower extremities. And then next to it, we see this other tube that should be blue if it's injected well. Yeah, and that's the inferior vena cava, bringing deoxygenated blood from the lower extremities to the heart. Okay. What else? So then I'll show you.
Cheese.
Okay, so down here, This guy you guys don't need to know yet until that last section, but I'll show you since I need to show you the structures around it. Okay, so this little sac here is what? The allantoic bladder function. Yep, urine storage. Which system then? Urinary system. Now, these guys, did we say what these are? Kidneys. And then if you see a pin that's placed up here to the top medial, it's the adrenal gland. So function, you can say, secretes corticosteroids. That would be which system? Endocrine system. Okay, same thing on both of them. And then you can see really clearly, if I tear away at some of this tissue, you see three kind of passages into or from the kidney. Okay, if it's on the blue, that's going to be what? Which one? Yep, renal vein. It's taking blood to the kidneys to be filtered. If it's the pink one, it's the renal artery. So it's bringing basically filtered blood back to the aorta. Hold on, let me think about this. No, the renal artery is taking blood to be filtered to the kidney from the aorta. Renal vein is bringing processed blood from the kidney back to the inferior vena cava to take to the heart. Then you're going to see this tube right here. This one is the ureter. So this is urine passage from the kidney. And if we follow the ureter, you can see on either side, it would be coming here, right, feeding into the base of the bladder on either side. You don't want to confuse the ureters with these two tubes that follow the entire length of the bladder. These guys are the umbilical arteries. Two umbilical arteries, like the pulmonary arteries and veins, they do the opposite of what you expect. These are two umbilical arteries, but even though they're arteries, they are taking deoxygenated blood and wastes from the fetus to the mother's placenta, because their lungs are still non-functional, so they're relying on mom. Then the one umbilical vein, which would be kind of coming out from the umbilical cord here. The tissue is just torn. So that's the umbilical vein. That's going to be bringing oxygenated blood and nutrients from the mother's placenta to the fetus. Okay? So those would be all cardiovascular system. And then you guys will see this later, but be careful with tearing these, because down here you can tell this is a female. You guys see these little squiggly tubes? Those are the fallopian tubes, and at the end, the little kidney-shaped thing, ovary, ovary, okay? So those are the female fallopian tubes. Yeah, you see the little, and then the ovaries are at the ends. Anything that you guys want me to point out? Because I might have not gone over everything.
So, epiglottis would be right in the middle.
Oh, okay, good one. So,
Jeez. Ooh. Oh, that's gross.
You see it?
well, this one's not the best because I would need the mouth a little bit more propped open. But do you guys see? I'll spin it around. Do you guys see this little flap right there?
What's in his mouth?
I don't know.
They don't eat.
I don't know. But you guys see that flap?
Little one?
Yeah. It'll be, if I label it, it'll be a lot more clear because the pig's mouth will be a lot more open. But that flap right there, if you see a pin through it, that's the epiglottis.
And the larynx would be like beneath that, or?
You guys see it right there? So larynx, you're seeing the larynx without the mouth open. This is larynx.
What pharynx?
Do you have to open,
Now, if I ask,
cut through it? And
no,
notice
this
it?
is larynx, right above the trachea. Trachea is
big
this
part?
tube, the larynx is that bigger part on top. Pharynx, if I ask you guys, like if I'm asking, like if you see a pin right here, that's asking for like nasopharynx because it's falling behind the nasal cavity. If you see a pin here, it's like oropharynx. I would ask you like that, like have a pin on the outside to the side. Did I ask you guys about this right here? Yeah, so that flap right in there in the corner, the medial corner of the eye, that's the nictitating membrane. What's the function?
Protection.
Everybody see that okay? Do you see it, Amanda? Okay, so it's a lid that's going to sweep over the eye for protection. And since it's an extension of skin, we can say integumentary system for that. Okay, so a lot of animals like eagles, crocodiles, alligators, they have this nictitating membrane. I think we used to have it, and the function got lost, so we don't. Okay, anything else? Okay, good. So basically, you guys see all this kind of like connective tissue that I'm tearing away at? That's peritoneum. This is peritoneum. Or if you see a pin going through the side here, that's asking for peritoneum. It's basically the connective tissue that's anchoring the abdominal organs within the abdominal cavity. And so you could just, like some of these connective tissues, based on whichever system they're holding together, you can say that system for its system. So you can say digestive system.
What about
peritoneum.
pyloric sphincter?
Okay, good question. Oh, and this too. You guys see this mushy thing? Oh, you guys have a good one intact. Right there, pancreas. So that kind of has the same textured look to it as the thymus, kind of like that mushy look. Okay, now small intestine, we said, and you guys know that this is the stomach, right? So see this tube right here? Everybody? You can see that it's connecting to the small intestine, and you can see that here it's connecting to the stomach. So if I have string around this, I'm being very specific. I'm not just asking for small intestine, but specifically the first part of it, which is duodenum, okay? And what would the function be? Site of all nutrient absorption or site of all food digestion. Then the stomach's here, so this bulge right here, and you guys can feel that if you want, but that bulge right there that's between the stomach and the duodenum is the pyloric sphincter. So if I have a pin right here, that's very strategic placement. I'm not asking for stomach, I'm not asking for duodenum, I'm asking for pyloric sphincter. If you see a pin just like on this, it's the stomach, and if this has been cut open and there's a pin that's kind of going through layers, it's asking for rugae, which would be the folds of the stomach that increase surface area. Okay? Anything else?
Do you have to know the ileum and jejunum?
No, just no small intestine, and then no, basically duodenum will be easiest. Okay? And then cecum off of the large intestine.
Did you show the gallbladder?
So what is this structure?
Liver.
What are functions for liver?
Filter waste.
You can either say detoxifies blood, which would be, you can say lymphatic or immune system for that, immune system. And, or you can say that it produces bile, which would be digestive system. And then underneath it, you guys are going to see this little, kind of looks like an uninflated balloon, right? So on some of them it'll be green in color, on some of them the color will be the same as the liver. That is the gallbladder, and this would be what function? Bile storage or secretion, yep, and its digestive system.
Duct would be right after it?
It's going to be from this, but yeah, I'm definitely, that's like cystic duct, but you guys don't need to identify that stuff.
Why is it all blue and...
Oh, you just have the arteries and veins, and you have the umbilical vein was attaching here, so some of it just spread through the arteries and veins. Yeah. Okay.